Hello everyone, my name is Jacoman and today I have something interesting to show you guys. But first, as per usual, I currently have 15 more subscribers than I did in my last redstone video, which, I mean, that's insane. You guys are insane. And remember, if you guys want us to suggest video ideas for any of my future redstone videos, make sure you join my Discord server in the description. But anyways, today we are going to be using a mod or two, and we're going to be going right back to day one of my YouTube channel, and we're going to make a drawbridge. But this drawbridge is actually going to be very special, as in it's going to be building itself instead of like extending itself or retracting. Is going to be building itself across the gap, and then it will destroy itself when it comes back. The way we're going to be doing that is using the placer block and the breaker block added in the redstone bits mod. And of course, the only way to actually do this is to be able to move those around using the carpet mod. This is already getting insane, and I'm just like astonished by the fact that I can actually do this. It's very, very strange, and I'm definitely gonna have to make another video on this because this is, I can imagine this going a lot of places. So this is where our placers are going to start, and I wanted them to be at this level so that when they move forward, they end up placing a block right in this position right here. And that way, it'll actually line up with the ground, which I think is a really, really cool concept, to have the drawbridge actually line up perfectly with the ground. Most drawbridges in Minecraft wouldn't do that because they would have to be dropped down so they could actually be retracted into the ground. But this is actually going to be level with the ground, which is going to be awesome. Although, if we want this thing to destroy itself when it comes back, we'll actually need these to be breakers. And then we'll put the placers right here. And then we'll also need a collection system, which we can do using hoppers, which we can now move, so that's going to be great. Okay, I have a complex situation. So I need the placers to be activating. I need only the placers to be activating when it's going forward, so that only the placers are being, are actually placing things. But then when it goes back, I need only the breakers to be activating. So I'm thinking, if we had something like this, where we had this right here, and then we were just pushing this forward, that would activate these placers. It would also activate the breaker in front of them, but it's okay, there's nothing above it, so it wouldn't actually be breaking anything. It would be activating the placers, they would be placing blocks, and then when it got to the end, it would stop. And then when it started going backwards again, this thing would fall behind, go right here, and then we'd have something to stop it or something over here. It would fall behind, get to this point here, and then it would be activating the breakers and not the placers. That's my line of thought for that, but the only problem with that is that there's no way to do that for the middle one, which is a bit of a problem. So I think I might just start with a 2-wide bridge. I think I'm gonna have to start with the 2-wide bridge, and then if I can't expand it, I will. But this is gonna have to be what we're gonna start with. One way to simplify things, which I didn't really want to do, would be to not have it be level with the floor, because that's my main problem right now. And it's the reason why I can't really move forward with this, because I can't have slime blocks here connecting to that, or like something like this to hold those in place. I can't do that because then this thing wouldn't slide. But I also can't do this because that also connects with the ground. Oh man, I guess it won't be level with the floor then. That's sad. But it does enable us to do everything that I wanted to do before, which is to be able to have these things be sliding back and forth. So now when it's moving back, these observers will be right here powering these breakers. And then when it's moving forward, the observers will be right here powering the placers. Oh goodness. The only problem I'm seeing with this right now is that once these things place blocks, the blocks are going to get stuck right here. That's the only problem I'm seeing with this thing so far. Oh wait, that's actually an easy fix, because we can just do something like this. And then we'll have the same amount of blocks. Obviously we'll need to move these pistons. It'll be the same amount of blocks and it won't get stuck. Okay, perfect. And I think right here we can actually start working on the collection system as well. So if we had these here, I don't know if that would really contain the blocks. But if we had those there, and then we could put hoppers here, because we can move hoppers now, which is still crazy. But we could put the hoppers there, and then when the breakers break the blocks will hopefully stay in this area and then drop down into these hoppers, which we can then collect once we get back to this point here. So we'll collect what was in the hoppers from the hoppers, and then we can use that to drain back into these somehow. That would be interesting. Wait, this is probably way over the push limit. Hold on. Yeah, that's way over the push limit. Nope. Okay, so we can't do that. Oh man, the collection system is going to be harder than I thought. I think we're just going to worry about that later. We might just have to take it from the ground here. But my hope is that you could do this like over lava or something. So I want the collection system to still be part of this system. Maybe we could have a separate flying machine underneath. That probably will just be our best option. You know, it just dawned on me that I never actually showed you guys what the placer and breaker actually, like how they actually work. So here's the placer and then here's the breaker. Generally, the placer will place blocks. And so we're going to go ahead and put some blocks in here, and then the breaker, of course, will break blocks. So we need to put a pickaxe of some kind in here, or any other tool that will break a block. And then what you do is you activate the placer, like so, and it will place the block, which is just amazing. I love it. I really love this mod. And then this is the breaker. As you can see, it does have the pickaxe inside, so it will take just as long to break this block as it would if you were holding the pickaxe, like in your hand, to break it. Oopsies, you saw nothing, you saw nothing. And so as you can see, if we hit this button here, it does take a second, but it does in fact break the block. And so it didn't show the animation of the cracking, but that's okay. I'm not terribly upset by that. But as you can see, this thing does work, and it's very fancy indeed. My question is if we put this here, yep, that's pretty funny. But anyways, that's how they work. So hopefully you guys get a better understanding of the mod now. But back to the drawbridge. I have now set up all the redstone I think is necessary, and I have made a backup. So suppose we can just go ahead and activate it. Wait a second. I did turn that on, didn't I? Maybe I need to turn it on again. Oh, brother. Okay, so now I have activated it. Now let's try this one more time. Yes. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Oh! Whoa. That went directly where I wanted it to, and I didn't even do the correct measurements. That was amazing. That was truly amazing. Okay. One thing I'm noticing. One thing I'm noticing is that it's not actually going to break these first two blocks here. But it would have if we had gone the whole... Okay, if we had gone a couple blocks further, it would have placed a couple more blocks, but then it would have broken those. So let's go ahead and send this off a couple more blocks forward. There we go. Okay, so now it will break. It won't break these two blocks because these observers aren't going to be moving when that happens, but it will break these blocks, which is what we want. Okay, cool. So now we just need a way to actually send the machine back, for which we will need to activate this piston here, which will be quite interesting to activate because that's kind of far away from the middle. I mean, it's very close to the middle. It's not far away at all. It's right in the middle of the gap, which is a problem. How can we? Okay, I think I've actually found a way to... Oopsies. I think we've actually found a way to activate this, which is by putting a solid block underneath it that will be dragged along whichever direction it's going. And then once we click a button up top, we'll activate this setup down here, which will extend, powering this piston and sending the whole thing back. Now, ignoring the shape, this flying machine will go back. It should destroy all these blocks, and then we'll still need something to come under and collect them on the way back. Okay, that's a whole different setup. But let's just focus on actually getting the machine back. So when I click this button here, we should see this. No. Oh, that's in the wrong order. Gosh dang it. Okay, I've fixed the redstone, and now when we click this button, this should actually extend one block, pushing the whole machine, or setting the whole machine off and sending it back there. And then it should also retract back into this hole so that it's level with the wall. I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it will do. Hopefully. I'm not actually sure. But if you click this button, it does send it... Whoa, that was fast. That was beautiful. But this goes back, and then please stop it and make a backup. It did stop. It did not break this, and I know exactly why. That's because I put freaking pickaxes in here. This is made of wood. What was I thinking? But this has completely retracted back into the wall, which is just perfect. It's exactly what I wanted to see happen. So now I'm actually going to go ahead and break this bridge and then refill the placers. So this whole thing is actually pretty much basically working. If we hit this button here, the bridge starts building itself, as you can see, and we can walk across it just like this. And then it reaches this side, stops, and then we can come up here just like that. And then when we want to go back, we hit this button, walk across, and then the machine didn't do anything, which is a bit of a problem. Oh, okay, the button press was too short, so we just need to replace these with wooden buttons. And then... yeah, there we go. So then this thing comes back. No! Doggone it, it was going too fast. If it was just going just slightly slower, it would have broken everything. Oh, that's terrible. So that just means we need to remake the whole flying machine setup and potentially do something else to activate it. I don't want it to be big, but I feel like it's gonna be if we don't figure something else out. So with this new extended setup, I should have enough time for the breakers to actually end up breaking the bridge. Hopefully that should it should work. I really just don't know, you know. Guys, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Wait, hold up. Instead of making it take longer time, we could actually, can't we just enchant this with efficiency? Might as well give it unbreaking as well. And then just put this axe in there instead of these axes. And that ways, hopefully they'll be fast enough to break the blocks before it goes past them. And then it won't just leave like every other block open. And then we wouldn't need to extend this at all, which would fix all the problems in the world. So I need to remake all of this. Okay, so with the redstone redone and our new fancy axes in here, if we send this thing off, it's creating the bridge, which is great. And then it will stop over here, just like that. And then we can extend this, send it off again. Yes! It is breaking it so fast. That's wonderful. Okay, so what's the next thing? The next thing we need to do is set up a collection system in order to collect all of these and put them back into those. Except I'm lazy, so I'm not going to use a flying machine to do that. Instead, we're using this water system, which pushes the item into these hoppers, which then come down under here, over here, and then go into 2 dispensers, which then shoot them up these water spouts into these hoppers here, which then take them over here, all the way into here, into these hoppers here, which then put them into the placers. I know, it's rather extravagant, but pretty smart, isn't it? Anywho, point being, it should all work. I haven't actually tested it out yet, so I suppose I'll make a backup quick and then test out the whole thing. So, if we go ahead and hit this button here, the bridge pulls out, placing blocks as it goes. In other words, building itself. And then it reaches this point here, it stops, and waits for us to retract it. If we come over here and we want to retract it, we hit this button and then immediately start walking across, otherwise we might not get across, because this thing is going to come and break apart all the entire bridge, completely break it off, and send all of the pieces crumbling down into these hoppers here, which will then take them up back into the system here, where they will eventually come, as you can see here, and go through the hoppers back into the placers. Except for these blocks here, which are very annoying, and I think we can get rid of by simply not having the bridge right here. We can just do something like that. That should fix that problem. So we'll go ahead and test it one more time and then make sure, just to make sure it all works, which it totally does. But anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. So if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like down below, and if you really enjoyed it, then please consider subscribing, because it really does help out a lot. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.